Zilch left, 35 Wichita Macho
Dice
Toe.
right, F5.
Dice right numbers, 3 Jet Spielberg.
Ready? Right.
All right, and welcome back to the Pre-Snap Pressure Podcast. This is episode 13. Wow, they're going by quick. I'm, of course, Nick Colazzo, joined by Ryan Shapiro. Screw with the intro. We're going right into the bottom five. Honorable mention for the bottom five is Ryan's voice. Ryan, what do you sound like this week?
I've had them a lot. It just got worse. What happened?
Ryan's going to struggle this week, but he's going to do it because he loves all of us.
For the love of the game. For the love of the game.
Ryan is solely here for the love of the game. Oh, man, this is going to sound awesome, right?
We should go do karaoke this week.
Oh, yeah, I agree. So moving on from that, moving on to, hold on.
Here we go.
We can do an intro now. Now that we've gotten that out of the way.
Out of the Ray.
Out of the Ray. Shut up! All right, you are not talking to me about how one of us sounds right now. I know you're
Yes,
not.
I am. Yes, I am.
Moving on. Another good week of college football. Had some upsets, had some really good games. We're going to talk about a lot of it and talk about some very controversial things that happened last Saturday. Now that we've gotten the honorable mention for the bottom five out of the way, thanks, Ryan. Moving on to number five is, would you say the kid's name was Luca, who they brought on College Game Day?
Yeah, I think his name was Luca, but they brought him for the kick. What's the kick called?
Pat McAfee's, I think it's just Pat McAfee's kick challenge. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. The kick challenge. I think he missed his first one so badly that they upped the prize to $1 million because Pat knew his money was safe, and he made a better kick. I think the second time, but he missed it so far left. Pat goes, "Yeah, this kid sucks."
Yeah, honestly, if you offer me $1 million, I personally suck at kicking field goals. I would lock in for
I'm
that
giving it to my friend.
one. Yeah, I'm doing that, honestly, if that's an option, because we've been shown that that's an option. Yeah, I would do that. All right, moving on to number four of the bottom five is John Mateer's right hand when he's attempting to play on it injured. Because what was that against Texas, your biggest rival?
It was 3 interceptions and almost like 4 or 5 other ones against a top defense, which is been playing good, but wasn't supported by any offense. And this week, finally, some offense. We'll talk more on that later. But yeah, John Mateer tried to come back probably a week or two before he should have. I think give a week or two more of rest. And granted, it's a big game. This was probably, the one that was circled on OU's calendar for a while, and it's always circled on Texas's. But that's a tough one to play in, and with an injured hand, your throwing hand especially, it's a tough play. I give him credit for trying to play, but probably should have waited a week or two.
Yeah, there was just a couple throws in that game. He just didn't look anywhere near as sharp. They were just a couple
No.
he just threw up punts, essentially, is what he was doing. They didn't have any touch or zip on it. It just was he was doing the best he could, and it was just about 10% of what he actually can do. Moving on to number three of the bottom five is Ole Miss for giving every Rebel fan a heart attack, because why are we only winning by 3 against Washington State at home when you're the number 4 team in the country?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this one was just funny to see on the ticker, as the games are going on, because it's how is Ole Miss going to lose to Washington State? One of the only teams that couldn't find a place to go after Big 12, or the Pac-12 tested, dissipated and
Big East did itself.
disintegrated. And it's nobody on the team really had a bad game. Trinidad Chandler still went 20 of 29 for 2 touchdowns and 250 yards. Kawan Lacey had 24 carries, 142 yards. Everyone had a better game than some of the Washington State players. I wasn't watching the game, so I don't know exactly what happened to where Washington State was in the game.
Yeah, I mean, like the box score doesn't look terrible for Ole Miss. It's just I don't
They
really
were
know.
32.5 point favorites.
Yeah, and they won by 3. So I mean, I guess I
Hey,
got
at
it
least
done.
they won. At least they won.
Yeah, but they go to Georgia next week, so clean up whatever you got to clean up and do it quick.
No, I'm saying at least they won for a specific reason.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that later. Don't worry about it. All right, number 2, the bottom 5 is refs this entire week in multiple games. We'll talk about this more specifically in one particular game a little bit later, but I felt like there were multiple games where there was just a lot of bad ref ball this week. So clean it up, please.
Yeah, I mean, there were just a lot of missed calls, a lot of controversial calls that could have gone the other way that maybe should have gone the other way. But I mean, overall, it didn't look good. Like, I was never happy with how a game was being officiated this week. I felt like every time there was a call, I was just very upset at the call even being made.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. And there's weeks like that. This week was one of those weeks. It was bad this week from a lot of officiating crews. It wasn't just one in particular. Moving on to number 1 is James Franklin. Congratulations, you are officially out as the head coach at Penn State.
Yeah, this was a week too late.
You
Probably
think?
could have saved yourself a loss, maybe. Losing 2 straight weeks as 20+ point favorites to the two worst teams in your conference. So congratulations, Penn State. You are officially the worst team in the Big Ten.
And we were justified in putting them at 16 in our rankings this week, right?
We put them at 18. Fun
We put
fact.
them at 18. Sorry, I forgot they have 18 teams. We
Yeah,
put them
because
dead
there's
last. Whatever
18
thing.
teams.
Yeah, and we put the little picture. It was like the meme of the dog and the fire, and it's like everything is fine. Everything
This
is
is fine.
officially not fine in Happy Valley. Nothing is okay if you're a Penn State fan.
And it came as the same week the Eagles lost to the Giants and the Phillies got eliminated on a walk-off error. Oh, no.
Man, if you are a
No.
Pennsylvania sports fan, wrap it up at this point.
Oh, crime in Philadelphia is going to be so high this week. I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I can say
I
that.
don't know if you can say that either, but we're gonna go ahead and ignore it and move on to the top 5 of the week. By the way, honorable mentions. We're gonna be a little self-absorbed here to us for being the ones to say all since preseason. Missouri is a good football team considering they lost to Alabama only by 3 in a game that, well, they played very, very sloppy in.
Yeah, very ugly game. Oprah Beulah's 2 interceptions were very, very ugly. A couple of miscommunications. You looked at the Kevin Coleman one. Bo saw the play early. If Coleman was running that fade like Fabula thought he was, he's probably throwing a hospital ball, to be honest, but he's throwing a much better football and it's not going straight into Hubbard's hands. And then the interception to end the game, Illuminate just gets hit right before the ball is released, and it creates that, 2-step Illuminate not looking at the ball in time and not being able to see it. Granted, Marquise Johnson is wide
Wide
open
open
the
at the
entire
bottom of the
play
screen.
on
Yep.
that one. Yeah, we don't need to, look at that. But yeah, I mean, Mizzou, their defense, you looked at it early, they were not playing great. Gave up 2 touchdowns, 2 drives, went down early 17-7. Really figured it out late in the game. I want to go to that fourth down play. I think it was Stephen Hall that was in coverage on the rollout from Ty Simpson. Looked, did everything right. Toriano Pride on that 4th and 8 conversion. Did everything right. Ty Simpson might just be Luke Skywalker. He might just be the greatest quarterback in the game right now.
Look, man, the Mizzou defense was playing really good, especially second half, like you were saying. And on those plays, they literally, there's not much better you could do as a defense, especially on that Pride, the 4th and 8 you're talking about. Pride was in perfect coverage by Lazia Brooks. That guy just made an insane catch.
That was yeah, I like that's one you can't even be mad.
Just like, wow, what a catch to that guy. Freshman, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, freshman, by the way.
Freshman, by the way. All right, moving on to number 5 in the top 5 is Utah for absolutely eviscerating Arizona State. Utah looks to be back to what we thought they were before that Texas Tech game because they're looking really good right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming off a couple of weeks where Arizona State finally looked good after the Mississippi State loss too, and then on the road in Utah. I mean, it's tough to go to Utah in BYU even just because of the elevation, but those Utes put on a performance, and Dambier didn't throw the ball much, but he ran it really well. 12 yards of carry and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, get out of here.
Granted, Arizona State did not have their quarterback. So, yeah, but you still lost by 32 points. So, defense lock in, please.
Like defense still needs to be able to play when your quarterback goes down because you look at Oklahoma. Their defense stepped up. Their defense looked like the greatest defense of all time when Mateer went down.
Yeah, I mean, that's like you just said, it's up to your defense to step up. And yes, I get it. It might be very demoralizing if you don't have your quarterback. You got to show some life, and Arizona State's defense didn't. Utah didn't have any problems. Speaking of defense, moving on to number 4 is Texas as a whole, but especially their defense played lights out against Mateer and the Sooners and the Red River rivalry this year. Much needed win for Texas. I hate you. I always struggle saying the stupid name of the game.
It's the fact that all I did was make a face. You can't even see me.
I heard a
I just
slight
made a
noise.
face.
I heard a slight noise.
Oh no, you didn't.
Yes,
Shut
I
up.
did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, I mean Texas. What? Finally calling plays in the red zone. That's not just a halfback dive up the middle. Defense actually looking, creating turnovers, not just making stops, creating turnovers and getting your offense into plus territory. Where's this Texas been?
I like to imagine that Sark has the picture. I know you know exactly which picture I'm talking about, hanging over his bed. We're gonna show the picture and explain the context. This is from SEC Media Day when our very own Ryan Shapiro asked Steve Sarkisian if he thinks a priority for Texas this year is improving their red zone offense.
Yeah, I I probably sent that picture to my dad 5 times yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I love that picture. It is one of my favorite pictures,
That picture's
just
hilarious.
because Texas has been so frustrating this year.
That's really funny.
And finally, like Arch, yeah, had some bad throws, had some questionable plays, but he's starting to look like the quarterback that the Longhorns have been looking for. Quintrell Van Wisner finally had his breakout game this year. I mean,
Finally.
everyone just in all 3 phases of the game, they looked good.
Yeah, well, you gotta keep it up for the whole season because you're not
Otherwise, you're not making the playoffs.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're not out of the playoffs by any means yet. So pretty much
no.
got to go unbeaten from here on out. And there's some hard games on that schedule, especially in the
Alright,
back end of
Georgia.
the year. Texas A&M.
No, Mizzou will take care of Texas A&M.
That doesn't mean Texas A&M still isn't good. If that does happen. Moving on, number 3,
But it's
USA.
also in Austin. Anyways, we'll get to that at a later week, I guess.
Doesn't matter. Moving on to number 3 is USF. Nice prediction, buddy. You said North Texas was going to win. I was right all the way.
That one was like 90% because I just love North Texas. I've always loved North Texas. I'm from North Texas. If you couldn't tell, like Denton is
If you didn't know.
30 minutes from me. Um, but yeah, it would have been cool to see a 6-0 UNT uh, get ranked, be the favorite to make the playoff as the group of 5 team. Maybe Memphis. But yeah, I mean, I think if they go 11-1 and USF loses one more game, maybe they can make the playoffs. But yeah, no, USF. I was busy, so I couldn't watch the game, but it was 21-14. North Texas was up, and then I checked the score. Probably an hour later, it's 42-21 USF.
Yeah, you thought North Texas was going to go 6-0, and then Byron Brown came to town. So I love that guy. He's such a fun player
Yeah,
to watch.
he's cool. And
Yeah,
I'm not upset USF won, but
that guy's awesome.
I mean, yeah, that guy's cool. He's fun to watch.
All right, moving on. Number two, maybe a guy who is more fun to watch this weekend, Damon Williams Jr., quarterback for Washington. Because oh my God, dude
Yeah,
had
no,
a game.
he had a phenomenal game for anyone. 500 total yards,
Twen-
400 passing, 130 rushing,
Dude,
2 touchdowns both through the air and the ground.
God.
What?
Exactly. Where was this when you played Ohio State? They only got 6 points. I guess it's a
All
testament to
right,
how
yeah,
good.
because that's gonna happen.
I guess it's a testament to how good Ohio State's defense is. But
Yeah,
still,
Ohio
this
State
is
is very good.
insane day from Damon Williams.
Yeah, no, Damon Williams. I mean, like he's a sophomore. He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, he could be so good.
All right, moving on. Number one of the week is Indiana. You walked into Autzen and beat the Ducks by 10. Now you're the number 3 team in the country. Hold on. Indiana's legit, Ryan.
Kurt Signetti.
Big football guy.
I would like to formally apologize. Say sorry for my own personal incompetence because I did not realize you're like that. Like I did not realize you knew how to do that.
Hey,
Um,
Kurt Signetti, look him up. He wins.
yeah, apparently
Look him up. He wins.
that guy's cool. I
Yeah.
think he's cool. I think he's a fun guy to watch, Coach. I think Fernando Mendoza has been fun to watch this year. Absolutely, still in the Heisman race. Might I think as much as I'm saying Ahmad Hardy is the Heisman, I think it's a 2 horse race right now.
There's a couple guys in it, but with it being a
I think it's Ty Simpson and Fernando Mendoza right now.
there's a
I think those are my 2 guys.
yeah, really. There's a third guy there I think you forgot to mention, which I reluctantly
Oh,
am saying. Um, but yeah, we'll
say it,
uh
say it.
he plays down in Miami, Florida. They haven't lost a game yet. They haven't really struggled in a game
No,
yet.
no,
Just saying.
whatever.
Whatever. All right. That's the top 5 and bottom 5. On to the discussion points for this week. First, coming up, we talked about it a little bit earlier with controversial refs and a bunch of games, but primarily was this Auburn Georgia game. There was a lot of stuff, and I mean a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the one that I saw most. Does does Kirby um how do I want to say this? Is it does Kirby know what clapping is?
Okay, yeah. I
I,
mean,
I, I,
no, hold
I,
up. Time out.
no, no.
Time out. Two things to say that. One, I think he was trying to tell the ref that an Auburn player was clapping to try and mimic the snap count, which is a flag, by the way. You can't do that. 2, did it really matter at the end? Georgia had a timeout at the end of the game that they went unused. Did it matter?
I don't care.
Was it a little low? Might have been.
It doesn't matter. It's not the fact that it changed the outcome of the game. That's not what I'm talking. That's just the wrong call.
Oh, agreed.
That is the
Absolutely.
wrong
Absolutely agree.
And who knows? Maybe Auburn makes a run, and now Georgia needs that timeout, landing it. Like you don't know what's going to happen, so it's important to still make the right call there. And that
Yeah.
ref being like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know."
Timeout. Hold on. Timeout. You just said a pretty big thing there. You said if Auburn makes a run. Yeah, they weren't doing that. They didn't do anything in the second half. They quite literally did nothing. They ran cardio for 30 minutes. They did nothing.
Yeah. Obviously, we know that they didn't do that, and that they probably weren't going to do that. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're going to go into imaginary if land and say what if, because now Georgia has no timeouts. Maybe they're down. Who knows? We don't. Maybe they're down 24-20 because of whatever. I don't know. And Now you need that timeout.
Okay, well, the good thing about imaginary if land is that it's imaginary. So, to me, yes, I agree it's the wrong call. I don't think it should be that big of a deal because it didn't matter at the end of the day. Now, if Georgia had no
No.
timeouts and that timeout was a huge thing in the game, yeah, obviously it matters at that point. They had a timeout at the end of the game. They won by 10 points. It didn't matter. Auburn had, what, 50 yards of offense in the second half? Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
no,
Shove
they
it.
were awful. I'm not saying Auburn didn't beat themselves.
And again, here's another thing with Auburn beating themselves. That fumble call at the end of the first half could have been a fumble, could have been a touchdown. Sure, I don't care. Turns out was a fumble. That's what it got called. Don't commit 5 fouls on the way down and let Georgia get a crucial field goal to end the half. Have your defense be motivated, go in and make a stand. That's what good
Yeah.
teams do.
Yeah, no, I mean, earlier in the Colts Cardinals game, Daniel Jones throws a pick, the first turnover for the Colts at home this season. You know what the defense did? They got a pick.
Yeah.
Arizona was set up in the red zone.
Oh, I remember.
Defense got a pick of their
Go
own.
ahead. I remember about 3 years ago, Georgia was playing Tennessee, and there was a controversial call about a safety to where, I don't know, looked like it could have been a safety for Georgia. Turns out they said Tennessee got the ball out to the 1 yard line, so it wasn't a safety. What did Georgia do? Let's see. I think they scored a touchdown on the first play after that. That's what good teams do.
Right. Yeah. Good
So-
teams win, great teams cover.
And I saw a bunch of other things about controversial calls. To me, most of the penalties were correct. That targeting looked like targeting to me. The dude put his head down and put it on Gunnar Stockton's face mask. That roughing the passer call was roughing the passer. The targeting on Georgia that a lot of people saying didn't get called. I think it could have gone either way, but it did look like, especially from the side angle, that he hit him with his shoulder. But again, that's one of those either way calls. I mean, yeah, Auburn, they might have gotten, a couple questionable calls not go their way, but at the end of the day, they beat themselves. So
Yeah.
You got bigger things to worry about if you're Auburn. Main one being
Absolutely.
you're 0-3 in the SEC and your schedule doesn't get any easier. So
Nope.
not at all. All right, next thing on our list is got a pretty good idea about who's good, who's not. Toughest conference to play in this year. Take it away, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely a controversial take because, the Big Ten owns 2 of the top 3 teams right now, 3 of the top 8. But the SEC, I mean, it truly is any given Saturday because we have seen week in and week out, no team is just going to roll over for you. Florida was supposed to roll over for Texas. They
Didn't.
didn't. Texas was supposed to roll over for OU. They
Didn't.
didn't. Mizzou was supposed to get creamed by Alabama.
They didn't.
They didn't. They showed that they are a tough team. Tennessee played Arkansas
They were
to the
supposed-
very last minute.
With
They were
Bob-
supposed to destroy them.
With an interim head coach, by the way, which granted it's Bobby Petrino, so not your standard, not your
I mean,
average
yeah.
interim, but still. Tennessee, I want to see what the line on that game was.
But I mean, even still, that's Petrino's first game as a coach this year
The line
as
on
the
this
head coach.
the line on this game was 10.5. And Tennessee won by 3.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you got LSU who should have beat Ole Miss. They didn't.
here's my take on this.
South Carolina was supposed to beat Vanderbilt. They got destroyed.
Oh yeah. Here's my take on this. Top to bottom, I feel like the best average team from those two conferences. If you were to take the absolute average team, I feel like the exact average SEC team would beat the exact average Big Ten team. But I think if you were to combine the two conferences into a 40-team conference, I feel like the top 2 teams currently in that conference would be Ohio State and Indiana.
I think you're right. I think Ohio State and Indiana would probably be 1 and 2. And honestly, you could argue Oregon is
Oregon
probably
too.
going to be 3.
Oregon too. Like it's like the Big Ten has the best, the better best teams.
Yeah. But and you know what? That shows in the AP poll. The Big Ten
Yeah.
has, I believe, 5 teams in the poll this week. The SEC has 10.
Yeah. Problem is the Big Ten has 2 out of the top 3, and like you said, Oregon at 8.
Yeah,
So
great. I mean, in the SEC, they've got 4. They've still got 5 in the top 10,
yeah,
and Tennessee at 11 on the outside looking in.
yeah. I mean, yeah. What the rankings show reflecting what I think both me and you think and are saying
Yeah.
for sure. Next point. You wanted to talk about some sleeper natty picks. Maybe like teams you wouldn't be surprised if they won, but nobody's really talking about them to win or compete for a national championship this year.
Yeah. I mean, people are talking about him, and they're talking about him to do something dangerous. I think Texas Tech is honestly one of my
Boom.
favorites.
Boom. Took it. Yeah. Why do I always let you go first? God, man.
I mean, you know what? You take Tech. I'll take a different team.
Always let
I
you.
got you. I got you. You take Texas Tech. I got it. I got a better team that I like.
Okay,
right
yeah.
now.
Who is it?
Georgia
Tech. How did I know?
Because we're on the same wavelength.
We're
the
locked in
same
like
person.
that. We're locked in like that. Yeah, I'm not quite as high on Georgia Tech. I need to see them win these games with some more conviction. Texas Tech though, I really like. They're looking like the favorite out of the Big 12 right now. And to be honest, there hasn't really been anybody close to slowing them down, especially offensively. And the most their defense has given up has been 17 points to Kansas. And if you look at their schedule, there's not a lot of pushback here. They got one ranked team as of right now left in their schedule the rest of the way, and it's BYU.
Yeah, they're after Arizona State, their schedule is cake.
Oklahoma State, Kansas State, BYU, which should be a good game.
Is
UCF and West
a tough
Virginia.
game and will probably be the conference championship game at this point.
That's wow.
And then UCF West Virginia to end the season after that. Like realistically, the worst they should go through this 6-game stretch is 5-1.
Yeah, maybe if they win the national championship, they'll reconsider switching to that god awful new logo they're switching to.
Yeah, that logo is
atrocious,
horrendous. I don't even like thinking about it, let alone looking at it. Why would you go away from that logo? That logo is
Dude, that
awesome.
logo's awesome.
As much as I hate Texas Tech, that logo is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
One of my favorite letter logos.
Oh, speaking of logos, this is completely unrelated to everything. I was driving around today, and I drove by a high school that might have had the most cursed logo I think I've ever seen in life. I'll put it on screen now, and I'll send it to you, Ryan. This might be the worst amalgamation or creation anybody could possibly make when making a logo for a school. Give me 1 second.
Hold, please.
Hold, please. Yeah, here you go. Look at this. Whose idea was this?
Hold on, it's still loading. Did you send it to me?
Discord.
Oh.
Sorry, my bad.
What is this creation?
This is awful. This is
Hey, at least we know if Georgia and Florida ever want to combine schools.
you know what logo we'd use.
The
Dude,
Green Bay Gators. Honestly, the Green Bay Gators.
the Green Bay Gators sounds tough, but this logo is the most cursed logo I've ever seen. This should not exist.
It's beautiful.
No,
It's beautiful.
It isn't. This is terrible.
Honestly, big fan of that.
Really. I
think you just hate it because it's Georgia.
This
and
is like
Florida
combining
together.
Texas and Oklahoma's logos together. Does that make any sense? Would that not be a terrible thing?
Well, okay, you just can't combine. Actually, you can combine Texas and
This would be
but like, yeah, that is ugly.
This would be combining Michigan and Ohio State. This would be like It shouldn't have been done.
Mizzou and Kansas,
It should not have.
Alabama and Auburn.
Auburn. This should not have been done.
No.
This is like taking a tiger paw and slapping a gamecock on it. Like this is not. Who approved this? That's terrible. Getting sidetracked in here.
That's funny. No, that's funny.
I saw it. I did like 2 double takes. Oh my god. All right, last talking point of the week. Take it away.
Give me a second. I gotta pull up the Discord chat again.
You have to collect your thoughts after seeing this trash.
Oh, yeah. No, this has been a phenomenal year. There has been 0 easy weeks in any conference this year. I mean, I'm gonna throw out a game right now that wasn't even close for probably 90% of the game, but Kansas Texas Tech. I was watching that game. It was 21-0. All of a sudden it's 21-17 in the second half. And oh, okay, Kansas is like looking like a comeback. No, they lost 42-17, but they scared you for a second. They
did.
scared you for a second. Ole Miss Washington State scared you for a second. Tennessee Arkansas scared you for a second. Mizzou Alabama was a great game. Tigers were in it for the entirety of the game. I mean, during that game, I was like, holy crap, the Tigers took the Crimson Tide to the fourth quarter. Like, I
Yeah.
truly wasn't expecting that. As confident as I was in Mizzou last week, I honestly, I was expecting a 31-17 score going into the fourth or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
It looked like Bama was like, securely shutting the door, and then all of a sudden, with a minute and a half left, oh crap, it's a 3-point game, and then you go to a minute left, oh crap, it's a 3-point game, and Missouri's got the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
I hold on. Let me check something real quick. I think, with the exception of week 2, I think there's been a top 10 upset every single week this year.
Oklahoma this week.
No, hold on.
Last week,
Go back to week 1. I'm not gonna call it Ohio State, Texas, but LSU over Clemson. Week 2 was the one exception, but Clemson did struggle with Troy mightily. Week 3, Texas A&M beat Notre Dame. That was week 3. Yes, Texas A&M beat Notre Dame. Week 4, who was week 4? Week 4 was Indiana over Illinois.
oh,
Yeah, that beat down. Week 5 was Virginia over Florida State, and there was somebody else here. Oregon over Penn State, I guess. Ole Miss over LSU. Alabama over Georgia. There were 4 this week. Good Lord. Week 6.
Week 6.
UCLA,
not UCLA.
UCLA over Penn State, and Florida over Texas.
Oh yeah, UCLA over Penn State, Florida over Texas.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that. Oh, Cincy. I mean, this wasn't a top 10, but Cincy over Iowa State was
Yeah,
still
that
an
one too.
upset.
And then this past week we had
Texas over Oklahoma.
there you go. And there's one more I was Indiana over Oregon. There you go. And almost Washington State over Ole Miss. So, like, even if you're sitting at the top, you're not comfortable every single week.
No, it's been a fun season. Like, it's just been a fun season to watch, and now you're seeing teams, get a little bit of confidence in themselves. UCLA has racked off a couple of wins in a row now.
Dude,
Cincinnati,
they destroyed
a team.
Michigan State.
Yeah, they destroyed Michigan State. Cincinnati, a team that I completely wrote off, is ranked now.
Yep.
You look at, I mean, Navy's undefeated. Northwestern beat Penn State.
USC's
Like,
looking good.
USC is looking great right now. USF put up 63 on a team that was receiving
Undefeated.
votes.
Yep.
Washington and Rutgers. Rutgers was kind of like a dark horse for a second there, and now they've lost 3 straight. But I mean, Washington has looked pretty good. Even in that loss against Ohio State, they were in it for most of the game.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
No game is a safe game.
nope, not at all. Which will hopefully take us into our next segment. It's time for, what are we in, week 8 now? Yeah, week 8. Good Lord, season's going by too quick.
Wow.
Slow down, please. I love football too much. Um,
We're
anyways,
deep in the off season.
we're deep in the on season. That's what we are. All right, yeah, we're back up to 6 games. We got a lot of good games this week to go over. Maybe potential for some upsets. Who knows? Starting off college game day, Ole Miss, Georgia in Athens. Georgia coming off that close win against Auburn, and then Ole Miss even closer against Washington State. Ryan, who you got?
I think Trinidad Chambliss has been very exciting this year. I think Ole Miss has been a fun team to watch. I think Lane Kiffin is slowly becoming one of my favorite coaches in all of college football.
Slowly. Hold on, slowly.
I just don't like him.
Okay,
That's just me.
I love
I
Lane
think there was
Kiffin.
a game that Ole Miss lost against LSU a couple of years ago, and it just frustrated me
Ever
because
since
Ole
I,
Miss was like handedly winning that game, and then they blew it.
ever since I saw that clip of Lane Kiffin after like Ole Miss executed an offensive play to perfection and they got a long wide open touchdown,
And
he
then Lane Kiffin
tosses his
turns.
clipboard in the air. That's hilarious. Also, the guy's just very funny when he goes on social media. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like him because he's at Ole Miss, and as much as it's fun watching Ole Miss, I don't know. They're like an team to me.
team, yeah, okay,
Um,
buddy.
I don't know. That's just me. I don't like Ole Miss. What can I say?
Mhm.
Um, but no, I like this team specifically. I like a lot of the players on Ole Miss. I think Kawhi Lacey is a great running back, uh, but you're not going into Athens on game day and beating Georgia this year. I know Georgia lost at home to Alabama, but as even though Chambliss is a senior quarterback, he's not experienced in SEC play. He's not experienced on the road against a team like Georgia. I don't think that Ole Miss is going to go in. This is their first true road test. Yeah, they played Kentucky on the road, but they played Arkansas and LSU at home. Both close games, by the way.
Yeah.
Both close games. So I don't think they're going to go on the road and beat a good Georgia team, a good stunner Glockton, with a tough run game. I think Georgia wins this one.
Speaking of Gunnar Stockton, how cool do you think it was that on that last touchdown he did the Superman Cam Newton dive on Cam Newton's
Oh,
jersey retirement game?
oh, that's tough.
Savage is what it is. Take some balls to do
Yeah,
that.
those
uh,
take pair of cojones.
my take going into this game, like you, I think Ole Miss is a really good football team. But coming off a close win against Auburn on the road, and then 2 weeks ago, your first loss in 5 years at home against Alabama. I think a fast start for Ole Miss, but ultimately Georgia's gonna come away with it. Similar to how this game was 2 years ago when it was once again in Athens. Ole Miss struck first and struck quickly, and then at the end Georgia was just too much. Moving on to the next game, we got a lot of rivalries this week, and here's the first one we're going to talk about. Third Saturday of October, Tennessee, Alabama. Ryan, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Crimson Tide here. After that loss to Florida State, I think something just in that locker room shifted a little bit, and you know, just because they're wearing that A on the helmet,
They're
or
not,
well,
buddy.
they don't wear it on the helmet. Just because they're wearing that A, shut up, whatever. Just because they're wearing that crimson color, they're they think coming into the season they were ranked highly. They were an exciting team, and this is a tougher team than I think some people are expecting because they lost to Florida State and they play good football. It's a well coached team. That offense is very creative in how they play. They run a lot of fun plays to watch. And I think, you know, in Tuscaloosa, you're not gonna in a rivalry game. I don't think Tennessee is quite there yet. They are very close to becoming a very good program and very close to finally maybe winning an SEC championship and winning some playoff games. But I don't think they're there yet. I don't think this is their year to do that quite yet. I think Kalen DeBoer has something going in that program right now, and obviously, if he's going to wear the black hoodie, it's wraps. So
Black hoodie of
give me the
death.
Crimson Tide. Yeah,
Black hoodie of
the hoodie
death.
of doom and despair.
Um, yeah, this game, man, Tennessee offense is really, really good. Their defense has some question marks. Still got Jermon McCoy out, still recovering from that knee injury. So still a little bit banged up on the defensive half of the ball. And over the other side, Alabama, Kalen DeBoer in his very short tenure in Tuscaloosa has had a lot of buzz and questions around him. Guess what? None of that comes when they play in Bryant-Denny Stadium. You're not beating Bama at home. Give me the Tide.
No, you can't.
It's hard, man. All right,
Yeah.
next one. Holy War, Utah, BYU. Both, BYU undefeated, Utah that one loss to Texas Tech. This is a big game in the Big 12 with Texas Tech playing like how they are. This might decide who that second spot goes to.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. Um, my only thing right now is, and why I'm hesitating on BYU, they haven't really had like a real test yet, and Utah's been tested a couple of times now. Both times at home. Don't get me wrong, but they've been tested a couple of times now. Like once against Tech, they played them close for most of the game, and then eventually just couldn't keep up. Uh, After Tech's offense finally started clicking, and then last week against Arizona State. Arizona State was a tough team. Granted, they didn't have their starting quarterback, and Utah did what they needed to in that game. They blew them out, 42-10. That's a big time win right there. And this defense still looks good. They have still looked like a tough defense, a top tier defense to fear. BYU though is still a good football team, and I want to pick them. I don't think I can, just because I don't know what they're truly made of. I have a very good sense of what Utah can do, and that defense I think is going to be tough for this Cougar offense uh, to play against. So give me the Utes.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I feel like Devin Dampier got a taste of what it is like to play in these big time football games as a power four quarterback. He's got that behind him now. He's been here, done it before. I expect this time he rises to the occasion in a hostile environment and gets it done for the Utes. Give me Utah.
Hey.
Bang. Next game. Have we disagreed yet?
No,
Okay, well.
we might disagree here.
There's the third rivalry on our list. Personally, my favorite name. Battled for the jeweled Shillelagh. Notre Dame and
It's an
USC.
awesome name, by the way.
Notre Dame and USC. USC's been looking good after that loss to Illinois, which was a very close loss and in a hostile environment. Notre Dame, since those two losses, have looked good as well. These are two really good-looking teams. What do you got, Ryan?
Well, first off, I want to say the Big Ten needs to make a rivalry between USC and Michigan State and make
I
it a
said this
Trojan
already.
horse.
Trojan horse, please.
Now, secondly,
Right now.
this is one of the coolest rivalries in college football because I feel like it's one of the like quiet popular rivalries. Like everybody knows it's a rivalry, and it's based on just good like teams. It's mostly based off of teams that were good in the past, and it's always fun to watch. A couple of years ago, when Caleb Williams, when I thought Caleb Williams was a fraud, I was rooting for Notre Dame, and they won and they pulled it out. But this time, I don't like Notre Dame. I don't like the Fighting Irish. I think they're very fraudulent this year. I don't think USC is much better, but give me Jordan Maeva and the Trojans. I think they can they put some work against Michigan, who was a top 15 team. They beat Michigan State pretty handily. Probably should have beat that Illinois team, but couldn't. And now you're looking. If you win this game, now you're looking like a tough opponent because that's two straight top 15 wins. I think they can get it. I would love to see it. It's on the road. It's going to be tough, but give me USC.
I think Notre Dame played the two toughest games of the year, the first two games of the season. Now they know, okay, this is the best we got left. So we got to go out and win this game. This is a do or die game for Notre Dame. They lose this game, I think they're out the playoffs. And it's at home in South Bend. And since those first two games, man, CJ Carr's been looking really, really good after he's just gotten a couple starts under his belt. He's looked really sharp. Give me the Irish in this one. Finally, we disagree. Boo. Next up, Vanderbilt and LSU in Nashville. Both one-loss teams. Both teams kind of just hanging around. I haven't really heard a lot of buzz about either of these, especially LSU. Last few weeks, they've just been quietly collecting wins, stacking up their resume. This is time for them to show that this is still a really good football team. Ryan, who you got?
Yeah, this is another one of those situations where it's both teams have a common opponent, and it's South Carolina. And Vanderbilt decimated South Carolina. LSU got by South Carolina. Um, Last time we saw Vanderbilt with a common opponent, it was against South Carolina, and again they decimated South Carolina. I like Diego Pavia. He is forever my sweet baby
Sweet
boy.
baby boy,
Give
Diego.
me the Commodores. Anchor down.
Where's your pipe? You need your pipe in your hat.
I don't have a pipe. I've got the hat. I don't have a pipe.
You're going Vandy. I like this pick. I like that pick as well. But I just think this LSU offense, for the way they've been playing, they're too talented to play like this the whole season. Maybe I'm wrong. But they got a really gauntlet of games coming up. They got Vandy, Texas A&M, Alabama. Again, this is kind of like Notre Dame. This is still a possible playoff team. You got to get this gauntlet started off with a win this week against Vandy. Give me the Tigers. Going on to
Right then.
what?
I said, all right then.
Moving on to our last game of the week. This one not as nationally, I guess, recognized as the others this week, but one we think is going to be a really good game. Georgia Tech going to Duke to play the Blue Devils. Ryan, who you got?
I mean, I feel like Duke, they got destroyed by Illinois, and I don't think they're that good. I have a lot of doubts when it comes to Duke. Darian Mensah, he's looked good at times. Other times he hasn't looked great. Uh, Hold on, before I continue, did Haynes King get injured?
He's been banged up a little bit this year.
He's been a little banged up. Okay,
Yeah.
his stats are, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's missed I think I know he's missed at least one game. I don't know if it's been more than that. But he
Okay.
also just doesn't throw
I
the
mean,
ball that
I
much.
guess
So.
I was gonna say his rushing numbers are nuts. Um, yeah, no. Georgia Tech, yeah, they're scraping and getting by some teams right now, but I think they're going to be a good team this year. I think they're a playoff team this year. I Give me the Yellow Jackets. It's got to be the Yellow Jackets.
As you mentioned, they've been scraping by a lot this year. Won by 1 point in overtime against Wake Forest, and then led up 20 to Virginia Tech this past week. I feel like this is a team that you really just can't sustain that close level of competition the entire year. I feel like they're due to drop a game at some point. I've thought this since the beginning of the year. At least one of these games where on paper they shouldn't. I think it's going to be this game. Darian Mensah, as you said, he's a little bit, can be iffy at times, excuse me. But when he's on, that guy's really on. And especially after seeing how they handled Syracuse 2 games ago on the road, mind you, at home against a Georgia Tech team that's had a very questionable defense at times. Yeah, I'm going to go the Blue Devils here. That's going to do
So
it.
agreed for half and split for half.
Split for half. Symmetry, yes, sir. That is going to do it for this week on the Pre-Snap Pressure Podcast. Ryan, kudos to you for toughing this out, man.
Dude,
Sound like you know what.
I sound like horse manure.
Horse manure. That's exactly what you sound like. Anyways, to
Ugh.
another good week of college football. We will see you next week on Tuesday, as always. Nick Laws and Ryan Spire, thank you for watching.